Okay, so let's jump right into reason number one here that I would tell you to get a BlackBerry Passport. One of the first things I would tell you is the unique design on it. I really do like the square design. Definitely notice here on the AT&T version that they rounded the corners here, which is something different if you watch our hands-on that we did with the Passport back in September. The international version has sort of the square, the squared off corners around the corners, make it a little bit easier and more comfortable sort of holding your hand. So that's a good call by BlackBerry that sort of changed that around. The nice metal trim makes it pretty easy to sort of hold on and grip, gives a nice premium feel, have a nice soft touch here on the back, the famous BlackBerry logo right there. We have a 13 megapixel camera, which we'll get in there in a second. Have the nice 4.5-inch display, which content looks really, really good on. We'll jump into the display in just a second. I want to show you up here the card section where you can swap over your SIM card. It takes nano SIM, and you can also add a micro SD card on it too to add additional storage up to 128 gigabytes. Now it comes with 32 gigabytes built in, which is pretty cool. All right, so you have the front, you have a really nice design on here. Like I said, the 4.5-inch display in this sort of aspect ratio you think would kind of be a problem, but it's actually unique and actually works pretty well. I'll actually show you some video on here as well. We'll play some of the videos that we've sort of recorded here. Play this one right here. Turn it down here just a little bit. And that's our video that we'll be actually adding in here when we're testing the camera. And you can actually view it in this way, but you can also hit the little button there to maximize it so it takes the full screen right there. So video content still looks good on here, and most of the time it looks pretty good. We'll actually go back out of this and we'll actually show you, actually swipe back out here. We'll actually show you some browser as well too. Bring that up, we'll head over to everyone's favorite website, BWOne.com. See it fits in pretty nicely here with it. And we'll go to one of our videos. Another top 3 reasons why you should buy a device. That's what the Nexus 6 here. And we'll scroll down here at the bottom and we'll go ahead and check out sort of a YouTube video so you can see how the YouTube video sort of works and how it will look inside of here. You can see there, pretty cool. And you can do the same thing with this. You can just throw it off to a different device there, hit that by accident, but you kind of get the idea. See video, browse pretty well in it, so the screen works well. It has a full 43 PPI ratio, so it looks really good. Everything looks nice and sharp on here. So like I said, first thing, reason, overall design and display is just really, really cool here. Also with the interesting keyboard here, the 3-row BlackBerry keyboard, which I'm gonna get into just a little bit later, and I have some mixed feelings about that. So second reason why I would recommend the BlackBerry Passport here is the camera. Now it comes with a 13 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization on it, but one of the things I really like about it is the sort of controls on the camera. So now you can see here I have it in one ratio. Now normally you can have it in what it would only be in when you load it up is in 1:1, which is basically how the screen looks, so it takes up the full screen. But you can adjust that if you want to have 4:3 for your photo. And you can also adjust it to have 16:9 in your photo. And that follows also with the panoramic shots as well too, which is pretty cool. We have a couple of those photos available on the website. When we have the posting up there, you'll also be able to see us use sort of these different ones to take panorama shots, and it's pretty cool. The controls are really easy to find. I do like the fact that with HDR mode auto detects, so it can tell when it's in low light when you want to take a photo, and it'll say, hey, I want to use high dynamic range, and you can actually tap on it and it'll turn it on, and it'll turn it off. Also give you a notification to turn it off when you don't need it, which I think is pretty useful. And you can have it save both the regular photo and the HDR photo at the same time, so it's pretty cool. Both saves in a JPEG format. Now, next thing I want to show you here, kind of one of the interesting things also I wanted to show you, this is what I wanted to show you actually, as you can see in the front facing camera, you can do the same modes too. So you can do 4:3, you can go back to 1:1 if you want to. You can easily switch back out the camera. Now, one of the things I noticed when I'm out taking a photo and I'm trying to tap the focus, which sometimes can be a little bit difficult here with the way the phone sort of gripped, and you got to make sure you kind of have to have it steady. So that's one thing I hope they kind of fix in a software update. But sometimes it's pretty hard to kind of hit that button depending on what type of photo you're trying to take. But the nice thing here is that you can just use the volume key right there on the side and it will snap a photo for you pretty easily. So that's nice that it does include that. The ability to be able to do that on there. And we have some photos that we kind of took here. We'll have those kind of up there. See some of the photos, and so far the photos are pretty decent. It's pretty good. BlackBerry always has when they want to put the effort in the camera, they usually do a pretty good job of it. So I have to definitely commend them. Some of these photos really do look good. This is one in particular here that they shot in HDR that looks really, really good. But I also want to show you also the video quality on here as well too. And I was actually impressed years ago with the BlackBerry Playbook's video quality for a tablet, which is pretty good. But this has some pretty good video and audio quality with it as well. So check out this sample that I recorded here with the BlackBerry Passport in 1080p 60 frames per second. Okay guys, I figured we'd get outside here now that the snow and the weather isn't as bad as it has been here in the Northeast. Figured we can use the BlackBerry Passport to get some nice cool 1080p footage here. I was actually recording at 1080p 60 frames per second this particular video, so I figure we'll probably get some pretty good video quality and some nice smooth looks here. And we'll go ahead and walk down here to check out how the stabilization works here, because I do have video stabilization turned on. Here. So it's been a while since we reviewed a BlackBerry, so it's been pretty cool to get a chance to use this device here. Kind of took a look at some of the cool features on it during our review process here. But let's see if we can go on and head down, see some cars kind of coming by here. And definitely unique screen size. Right now it's recording in widescreen as I can see on the screen here. But I know in the photo application you can take different aspect ratios depending upon what you want to use. So walk up here, so you can see some cars go by. And I'm going to throw this in the video review as well too, so you'll be able to see within there. And we'll give us a few seconds to kind of look to our right, look to our left. We'll walk a little bit past this pole here, maybe we'll get some cars coming by when that red light turns green, which it just did. And you should see some cars coming by here in a second, going in one direction. Walk on up here. Wait forward. See. Come along right here. See a few of those come up there. And here we have some cars coming down here. So, like I said, I'll probably splice this into the review video so you guys can check that out. Now that YouTube supports 60 frames per second, which is pretty awesome. You can put it all together in one nice little review video for you guys here. So, it's just a quick look here and a quick sample of the BlackBerry BlackBerry Passport. I'm making that mistake the whole time with this, but this is just a good example of 1080p video camera here on the BlackBerry Passport. Okay, so we've just gone over the second reason there why I like the BlackBerry Passport, why I would recommend it, and you can see there with the camera. Now the third thing I would say, my other third top reason why I would recommend it here is the actual battery life on here. It's BlackBerry battery life, so you know you're going to get that good solid battery life. It comes with a 3450 milliamp hour battery. I have several social media accounts connected into here. I have messaging, 3 email accounts, all sorts of stuff going through here, and I've been able to go 2 days without needing to charge it. It's been absolutely rock solid in the battery life. I have to commend BlackBerry for that. If you're looking for a phone that's going to last you all day and it's going to give you those smartphone features here with it, the BlackBerry Playbook's a pretty good option there. Battery life is one of the most important things to you. Now, it's not a removable battery also, as you can see here, by the way, but that's fine. It charges quick enough, it lasts long enough, you'll be more than satisfied with the battery. Now for some of the things that are sort of so-so. Now, the new 3-row keyboard that they have here is interesting. It does take some getting used to. I will definitely have to say that as well. Pretend to text AT&T here. So when you start to type, you'll see sort of a virtual keyboard kind of come up and the physical keyboard here, and you can just start typing. We'll type this. This is the song that, and as you can see here, it starts predicting. Now, if I want to just tap on a predictive text, if I just want to use that predictive text, I can either tap on it like that, or I can just swipe up in that area where it is and just easily predict. So you can just kind of go like that, and you can kind of type your sentence the whole way like that, which is pretty cool that you can do that. Now, if you need numbers, you notice there's no number row. You tap on there and it brings all the symbols, numbers, and things like that. So you're kind of using the touchscreen and the physical keyboard sort of at the same time to make up for the full BlackBerry keyboard that we're used to. It's kind of, like I said, take some getting used to. I do like it, but it's going to be for people that are familiar with BlackBerry, it's going to be an adjustment, and it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. But one of the things I do like about the keyboard that this is touch sensitive as well too. So as you can see there when I swiped it, but we'll actually swipe up here and we'll go back to the browser, open that up. And one of the things I like about that is I can actually scroll up and down on any point here. You can do left or right too. You can just scroll up and down like this anywhere on the screen, and it works as you scroll. So you might have the scroll wheel or the center button right there on Blackberries. Now that's within the keyboard, and I think that's a pretty cool way to implement that particular feature. So kudos to them on that regard. So like I said, the keyboard takes a bit of used to. I'm a little so-so on that. And also Blackberry OS in general, 10, it's nice, but it's such a departure from Blackberry, what you traditionally used to using in a Blackberry, but it's also just, it's not the same as you would use on Android or iOS. It's sort of like taking that route where it's kind of a mix of kind of both, a little bit in some ways and so not some other way, in some ways uniquely on its own. Similar to kind of how Windows Phone is uniquely on its own. I know I'm kind of rambling, it's a little bit difficult to kind of explain, but there's these gestures sort of in the combination of sort of taps and sort of things like that. So it can kind of make it confusing sometimes to navigate through. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you're used to it, it does work well. Just not the, I guess, it's not as intuitive as I would like it to be. You can tap on that to be able to bring up the icons, and you tap again to sort of, I believe, stop them sort of jiggling like that. But Blackberry 10 OS, like I said, it's improved a lot since the last time, but I'm still kind of on the whole thing. But if you're a Blackberry fan, you're going to like it. If you're coming from Android, iOS, or Windows Phone, it's going to be a little bit of a transition there for you to kind of get used to it. Now, one of the things I will say that's good is that you do have access to the Amazon App Store, which allows you to have Android apps within here. Now, you're limited to the App Store within it, so whatever's in Amazon's App Store is what you're going to get. So you don't have the ability to get Instagram or some of the other more popular applications. So that's something you're gonna wanna know ahead of time. But those are my top 3 reasons why I like the Blackberry Playbook, Blackberry Passport. I've been doing that all day, Passport Playbook, and sort of mixing up the names here. But that's very much my top reasons why I would recommend it. This is our review of it here. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please definitely post them below. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page, mash that button. Also, check it out, all of our social networks and our main website. The link to all that is in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition. Thanks for watching.